Hello and welcome back to Raft. And to start off this episode, we are going to go through a lot of stuff. For a very simple reason. But before I go into why or what that is, I want to ask you that you like the video. And maybe if you're so inclined and nice and friendly, subscribe as well. But the choice is yours for both those things, regardless of how nice and awesome it would be. So we will go straight into what the plan is for this episode and going forward in the series. This episode is going to be solely focused around getting everything ready so that we can get to Verona Point, which is the next story island. And we're not there yet. Like, there is a lot of stuff to do, and I have, what is it? The previous 6 episodes focused more or less only on getting to a ready state of where I can go forward and continue. Now, the reason why I haven't cut that out or like sped it up or edited or anything is because I want to show the game or what the game is. And this game has, if you want to do certain things or need to do something, it can take a lot of time because building requires a lot of resources, which requires a lot of tree cutting and a lot of like collecting of things. So that's why, but I also know that I am, as of right now, I have all the things more or less that I need, but it's going to take a long time, like we're talking hours, until we are actually ready to like go past and have everything set up and organized so we can continue. So what we want to do is make sure we get rid of this starvation. And what we want to do is to get all of the things ready. And before I pressed record and actually started this episode, I had made sure that I had a list to go after. So I'm not clueless of what I need to do, because I can see myself getting lost in what's needed, like what I actually need to do. And yeah, so that is what we are going to do and why we are doing it, and sort of also why I haven't, let's say, sped it up during those 6 episodes, because yeah, I want to play the game and show the game for what the game actually is. So instilling sort of a false sense of like how long things take and how the game actually plays, that is something I don't really like doing. But disregarding what I feel and what I think, we should get started on what we need to do. And first off, perfect me being where I am, let's go and take a look at this. This is the cooking pot, and we have previously set up a bunch of these recipes. Now I don't think I can remove these recipes once they are set, like put up. I might have to do something about this, whatever. And I will try to do a vegetable soup. So let's go and take a stack of each, just because. And I will show and explain how you use them, but I also need a bit of wood. That's planks. And if we take a look at the recipe for vegetable soup, it has the symbol for potato and what is it? Beet. So you can use 4 potatoes or 4 beet, but you could also mix them up. If I'm not wrong, you can do that. So what we can do is put in these spots here on this workstation, we can place the things which we need, or which is needed for the recipe, like so. Make sure it's fueled, which we have, and then we say start cooking. It takes what you have put into these spots and puts them in the pot and start cooking it. Now, this is something to be aware of, is that you don't need these recipes here to actually cook. If you know them by heart, you can cook something and get the correct, but you can also get something that is incorrect. So if you place the wrong things, which isn't a recipe, you will get I think it's just goop. So that's something to be careful with, to not get the goop, because that basically wastes your resources. And the juicer works more or less exactly the same. I would highly recommend having the recipes nailed on the board on the workstation, just so you can see what's what you actually need to put into these spots, because that makes it a lot less. It makes it less likely to botch a craft. So yes, and as you can see, go over here, it says requires clay bowl, so we need clay. Where is my clay? Is that all the clay I have? No, it is not. So let's make 1 clay bowl. So you have clay bowls and drinking glass. And one thing that is really annoying about these clay bowls, and I think it's true for the drinking glass as well, is that it consumes the clay bowl when you eat or drink. So we can now drink this, and I still only have 3 clay bowls, so I ate the bowl as well. And as we can see down here, we have a green bar, and that means we have a well-fed bonus, a buff. And that goes down a lot slower than it normally does. Like the normal food bar goes down fairly quickly, but this well-fed buff makes it go down a lot slower. The same is true for anything you make in the juicer, but instead of for food, it's for water, it's for thirst. So that is the reason why you want to use these two stations, because it will keep you like satiated a lot better, and you're going to have to spend less time eating and going back to get food than you normally do. So that's an important that's why it's so important to make these so you can craft and do these recipes. And also why I have been doing this for like 6 episodes, in the previous 6 episodes, 7 with this. It's basically just to get these set up and have a system where we don't run out of resources immediately. So, what is next on the list? That is biofuel. Right, let's see. We have a few things I need to craft. When it comes to that, I need to make the fuel tank, I think. Or have I already made that? No, I have already made that. Good. Good. So I don't need to do that. I have actually already done that. So, let's see. Is there anything? Yeah, I need biofuel refiner. If I remember correctly, I don't have I haven't made one of those. And to make biofuel, we need one of these. Let's go and get some sunlight. Make sure to share you. There we go. And yeah, so it requires honey, and it requires some like organic material. Now I'm not sure exactly the extent of what that mean, like how much different stuff you can actually put in the biofuel generator, but I do know it can take shark heads and various other things, so it is versatile in what you can put in. And then you need honey, and that is why we need these. And that is why we need, let's see, these with flowers in them, which is also another reason why we need an enclosed room where we can farm. So, and the thing about why biofuel is important is because the juicer, for example, which is something is that is really important to keep thirst at bay, for example, is that it requires a battery. And there's a lot of things that requires a battery to work. For example, this requires a battery. And yeah, let's see, where is the electric purifier requires a battery to work. And it's so many things that requires a battery. And that means we need this, the battery charger, which requires biofuel to work, to actually recharge the batteries. And one other thing which does need a battery is the sprinklers, which is something we need if we want to actually keep our crop plots watered automatically, so we don't have to keep on doing that manually, because that takes forever. And yeah, like all of these things is needed just to get like food and drinks, like the good food and drinks, and not run the risk of depleting your storage of like beets, potatoes, pineapples, coconuts, mangoes, like all of these things. Bananas, for example, strawberries, all of these things are needed to be used in like the cooking pot or the juicer. And yeah, that means we require farming to be a thing. And to do all of those things and have the batteries without having to craft a new battery every single time, we need this, which requires us to make the biofuel. All of it comes together in one endless loop. And I hope you can understand why this might take some time to piece together now. So, what I will do, I think I need to make sure I have all the things and basically start setting it up and prepare to get it working. Now, some of it is going to take a lot of it rather is going to take a long time to get working, and that's also why I said that I will do a bunch of work off camera, because yeah, it's I suspect this is going to take hours, and a lot of it is just going to be me raiding islands for wood and various other things which is needed to, say, expand the platform and, or make something, or anything really. It's don't really know how. Not doing a super good job at explaining, but I hope you can see where I'm going with it. And I think I'm not 100% sure how. Let's test this. not mean to do that. That seems to be full. Alright, I need honey from these, I think. Or is it that I need to craft? Right, I need to craft this, so I need a glass. Craft. Right, that's how you do it. And place. Place. And now it's starting to produce, slowly but surely, some biofuel. And I suspect I'm going to need multiple of these so that I don't run out. And I might have to fill this tank manually, but if that's the case, I haven't really done this before, so I'm not 100% sure exactly how things work. But I will learn as I go, I suppose. But yeah, I have a fair chunk of things I need to prepare and do. Let's see, which... The wind is going that... Okay. So let's cast off and continue. And what I most likely is going to have to do when it comes to getting bees, because bees require you to have flowers. They don't consume the flowers, but as you can see on the picture there, is that bees requires flowers to be in close proximity of the beehive to actually produce honey. And that means we have to protect the flowers from the seagulls, which means we probably have to expand the room. And I'm thinking about doing that anyway, so I get a bit of space to walk in here as it is, because I mean, without crouching I can't actually get in here. So yeah, I think expanding this just so we have some space to walk and can accommodate for the space that is needed to produce honey. And yeah, I think that is basically what I need to do. Let's see. Do I have enough stuff to make the engine control? I might. Yeah, I might. And I also will rearrange down here, because yeah, I probably will change what is the back and what's the front. So instead of the front being that way, I will turn it 90 degrees to the left or right, so that when I'm at the steering wheel, I actually see what's in front of me. That's the idea, at least. But all of this is most likely going to happen off camera because it's going to take forever. It's going to take a long time, and do not be surprised if it means there are some days until episode 42, meaning the next after this comes out, because it might take a bit of time to get it ready. Sadly, it's just how it is. It takes such a long time. One biofuel, and I will make sure to, and yeah, I think what this means is these will produce it will slowly produce, and I most likely are going to need like 2 or 3 of these, and maybe even more. And once I actually have something in here to pick up, it's then getting it in into like the system with a biofuel tank. I am going to most likely have to do it manually, which is fine, but yeah, it would have been nice if I could do it automatically, but I don't think that's possible, sadly. Let's see if we can go and fix up the holes. Oh, don't have enough plastic. And boom. Yeah. I am not sure exactly how I'm going to organize this, but I'm thinking of having maybe the water tank, which is this, and the fuel tank over in this corner, I think. It depends a bit on where everything is going to be on the bottom floor, because depending on where these are going to go, I am going to have to turn these around to make the ship have a different side to be the front. That's something I need to do. And I am not 100% sure exactly where these are going to go, but I think probably having them tucked away, sort of like this on the upper floor, might be a good idea. Somewhere. Having as little as possible down here with a shock, if lucky can get at it, is probably what I want to avoid. And try to keep as much up on top as I can. Before we end the episode, I will make sure we have... Might have to... Do I have any... Don't think so. Don't think I have any... Any copper or ingots laying around, which is fine, but what I should do is, I do have vine goo, not a lot. I have a lot of stuff I need to like just prepare in terms of resources, and yeah, this is why I said it's going to take a long time, because it's just like, oh yeah, I have to wait for ingots to craft and smelt. Like I need to come across an island to ransack for various bits and bobs, and that's also why I feel it's a good idea to just skip ahead and do as much of this off camera as possible, and also why I have in the episode basically gone over all the things needed. So you're technically speaking not missing anything other than me just putting everything in place and putting it together so it works. Hopefully that's what I have achieved. And let's see what it is. Engine control, which I'm missing one singular scrap metal for, and all of the things that, oh, it's not actually that large. Nice, that's good. It's actually not that big. Okay, so let's put it there. Is it automatically connected? Let's test this. I actually just... I know I should end episode, but I got a bit curious. Is it... It is just automatically... So you don't need to connect it. It's just automatically, magically connected. Okay. And if you have something which... If you have an anchor which you can control through this, you can actually control the anchor, so you can control everything from this one device. Which is, I think, the next goal, to get this, like, up and running. But for now, I think we will just put you there. And we will end the episode. We have hopefully been able to cover everything which was needed in preparation for the next episode, which is going to be when all of this is done. So don't be surprised if it takes a bit of time until I actually have episode 42 up on the channel, because I really don't know exactly how long this is going to take. But I do know that this episode has gone on for way too long, and we should have been ended 6 minutes ago. But on screen, you should now be able to see YouTuber recommendation, quick access to subscribe button, and quick access to the playlist for the series. So, until this all is done, I will say thanks for watching, goodbye, and I hope I'll see you in the next one when all of it is done, hopefully.